Hey everyone, Randy here from ElderGeek.com. I've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online with some friends lately, and one of the biggest hills, or one of the biggest obstacles that a lot of my friends have been running into has been crafting. A lot of them don't understand how to craft, and a lot of them found that the crafting system is a little bit complicated. And it is a little complicated at first, but I wanted to put this real quick, super simple beginner's guide to crafting, because once you understand the basics of it, it's like falling off a log. Now, here I am in a crafting area. This here is a blacksmithing station. This here is a clothing station. And there's another station that you also want to become familiar with as well, and what's this? It's a woodworking station. Now, every station, once you open up the menu, is pretty much the same once you're actually in there, and I'll go through the menu with you. Along the top, you're going to have a refine, you're going to have creation, destruction, improvement, and research. Now, before we go through any of the refine, creation, destruction, or improvement, research is probably the most important one. Researching items in your inventory, these have to be items within your inventory. So here's the list of weapons I have in my inventory. Here's a list of, armor that I found in my inventory. Some of them have magical abilities here to them. So like, for example here, this werewolf slayer, you can see here, it says that it is, I'm going to mouse over it so it stays, it's a werewolf slayer. It's not as good as the one that I'm carrying, but I'm hanging on to it, not because it has any magic added to it, so it's not like fire or stamina, but because it says that it's precise. Now that precise statistic is something that you can research from if you don't know how to do it, so that you can then create weapons later on that are precise. Since we're here and we're at a woodworking station, we're probably going to be looking at some staves. This maple ice staff, you can see, has nothing that you can research off of. That maple bow of hardening looks like I actually made. And let me see if there's actually anything within my inventory that I can research. The other thing is, anything that's in your bank, the game will pull automatically from. So if you have any crafting material, just go ahead and put it in the bank. But anyway, so we're going to look through here to see if we have anything that's researchable in the weapons. So research weapons, and it does not look like any of these things are researchable. I have nothing here researchable, and I have nothing researchable here. So, all right, let's move on to the blacksmithing station, because I'm certain I have things that are researchable here. I can research weapons, or I can research apparel. So I'm going to go ahead and research apparel. Right now in my inventory, I have no cuirasses that are researchable. I do have one sabaton that's researchable. No gauntlets, no helmets, no greaves, one set of pauldrons, and no girdles. So let's go ahead and research the pauldrons. It says one available, and I have a research slot open. Right now I'm going to look down, and it says that divines is able to be researched. So I'm going to click on I'm actually going to double click on that, and it's going to pull up Iron Pauldron of Magicka. You single or double click that, and then you hit E to research the trait. Now this is going to destroy the item from your inventory, but from here on out, if you craft any armor, any heavy armor, and you have a stone, a blue divine stone, you can then craft it using that divine's technique. So let's go ahead and research that trait. Now from here, let's go into getting materials to create your items. To get the materials to create your items, you either need to find iron nodes out in the environment, or you need to get leather from slaying animals, or you can actually harvest plants that you can refine into materials. Going into the refine area, and it says that I have 18 iron ore that I found in the environment. So I'm going to double click that, and then I'm going to hit R to refine it. So I got 9 iron ingots out of my pile. I have 8 iron ore left, but you need 10 to be able to actually refine them into something more usable. So from here, if I want more materials, and again, this is just for the sake of demonstration, I can also deconstruct any materials that are in my possession. So I can deconstruct weapons, and I can deconstruct apparel. So I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct all of these weapons. Double click, and then R, double click R, and you can see that I'm getting iron, I'm getting a honing stone, I'm getting bone. I can deconstruct that again. I get a chrysolite. I'm going to deconstruct this werewolf slayer. And I got a honing stone, a ruby, and 2 more iron ingots. Now let me see if I have any armor that I want to deconstruct. The bone cuirass I'm going to keep because Mike actually made that for me. The bone helmet, I think I'm going to hang on to as well since Mike made that. This iron cuirass, I'm going to deconstruct. This one I'm going to deconstruct. Deconstruct that one, and I'm getting all these iron ingots, and I'm going to deconstruct that one as well. So there we go. We've deconstructed a ton of things. We've got one researching, and now we want to create some stuff. You can create items. Anybody can create iron items, and this is a great way to get weapons right off of the bat if you're a level 1 through 20. You can create anything from one-handed weapons to two-handed weapons. You can also create, this is just in the blacksmithing, you can also create heavy armor. If you were at the leather station, you could create light armor and medium armor from there. But for the sake of demonstration, let's go ahead and create a cuirass. I'm going to use some iron ingots. And since I know 2 different styles, I'm a red guard, I automatically know red guard. I also found a book in the environment that once I read the book, it allowed me to learn how to create things from the Nord style. Now you can see as I switch from one to the other that the style of the cuirass actually changes, but the statistics of the armor does not, which is fine. Now, because I researched some traits earlier, I can also make it an impenetrable. I can give it an impenetrable bonus to it. If I had a sardonyx in my inventory, I could do a reinforced trait to it. So just for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to do a cuirass. We're going to do some iron ingots. And since I already bought some star metal from a vendor, from a crafting vendor here within the crafting station, I can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to actually make it in the Nord style, so it'll be vastly different from what I'm wearing. Now, before I hit craft, this says I'm going to be only crafting a level 1. My character is a level 13. So I want to make something that she's going to be able to wear. So let's go ahead and we're going to make sure that we have everything correct. We're having Nord set up here, iron, impenetrable, and level 13. Now to make my iron cuirass go up in level and armor value, I just add more iron. So now it's a level 4, now it's a level 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 I could make and hang on to that, or if I want to wear it right away, I can take one away and then make it 12. So there we go. I hit R to craft. That's going to be in my inventory. Now, let's craft a weapon just for kicks and giggles. We'll do a sword. Since I have no traits researched for weapons, I'm going to go ahead and make this one. I'll make this one a red guard style sword. We'll do a red guard style sword. And 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then one more, 14. So let's dial it back and do 12. Ta-da! Those are created. Now, here we can see what they look like. Here's the new ones. The new ones will show up within, exclamation points. So this is actually a finer piece than what Mike had created for me because it does have that impenetrable stat attached to it. So just double click to equip. There it is. Same thing with the sword. This one's not as good as the one I'm carrying, so I'm just going to pop it on for the sake of demonstration. And boom, there it is. There's my sword. Now, let's go ahead and craft some leather or some light armor. I already have, I can't do anything from anything that I refine. Oops, I'm sorry. We're looking at the wrong thing here. That was woodworking. Leather. Rawhide scraps you can get from killing animals. And raw jute you find from plants. Let's see here. Do I have anything I can research? I have one research trait open, but I have no weapons out of here. But in terms of items, I'm going to scroll through here. And it looks like I have a jack that I can research sturdy from. I also have some gloves that I can research well fitted from. Some guards. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do the guards and do training. Now going to research that trait. So I can only do one at a time, and you can see the timer here. I can't do it again for another 6 hours. That's 6 hours real time. Again, just for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct everything. I'm a heavy armor wearing person anyway. So I'm breaking these down. So let's go ahead and create something. Star metal, and we'll make... here you can see I can make bows and staves from here, and shields and and armor from here as well. I'm going to go ahead and do, we'll do the pauldrons, I suppose. And I'm just going to do the level 1 stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and craft. Here is how you improve items. If you have an item in your inventory that can be improved and the materials in your inventory to actually do the improvement, you can go ahead and try. If you have more, like for this is leather, if you have more hemming, you can increase your chances of improving it by adding more hemming in. So now I've added in 4 hems, and it's going to be a 100% chance that it's going to improve. So I'm going to go ahead and improve it. Say yes. If it's less than 100% chance, there is a chance that you can ruin the item. And then when you ruin the item, you also lose all the hemming as well. So here's the arm cops, the pauldrons. You can see it went from a white item to a green item. And so there you go. You can actually wear that as well. One final place. Let's go and at the woodworking station, you can create bows, and you can create staffs and or staves, I should say. All right, now let's do enchanting real quick, since this is part of crafting. Now that's the basics of crafting, really. To increase the ability to craft higher material items, everyone can do iron, everyone can do basic wood, everyone can do basic leather and sewing, but you need to specialize in crafting to craft higher level things. So it's something you want to keep in mind as to how you're spending your experience points. There is an enchanting station over here, so let's go ahead and enchant. In the environment, you'll sometimes find sigil stones that you can go in and carve out. Now you need 3 different types of sigil stones. You need a square, triangle, and circle. I have several of them. Some of them I can't because I don't have these skills unlocked, like potency, to unlock them. So let's do a square, let's do a triangle, and a circle. We have no idea what it's going to happen, so let's go ahead and craft it. Inferior glyph of foulness. So we're going to find out what that does in a second. So let's do, okay, let's do one more. Oko and Jorah. Oh, this one will add 13 health to armor, so that's great. Let's go ahead and do that. Now that used up my enchantment items. Those are going to be in my inventory. So here we go. We have the inferior glyph of foulness, which is for weapons, and the trifling glyph of health, which is for armor. You can see in the top left of the description it says weapon glyph. Top left of that description says armor glyph. So I just made myself a new weapon and a new armor, so I can enchant them if I want to. Here's the new armor that I created. You can just, all you have to do is right click on the armor, say enchant. I don't have any enchantments that can be applied to this. Oh, why not? Because that can only be done between levels 5 and 15. Wait a second. Can only be done to levels 1 and 10. Oh, that's sad. But you know what? I thought I just created those pauldrons, so let's go ahead and enchant these. So we'll right-click this. We're going to say enchant. I can do the trifling glyph of health, enchant it, and now there are the arm hide, or the rawhide arm of health. So now when you pop those on, you get 5 extra health. Let me see that other glyph, what level that was for. 5 and 15. So the weapon I made was a level 12. Just right click on it, enchant, double click on that, and then hit enchant again, and then now it is the Iron Sword of Foulness, which does disease damage when you hit someone with it. There you have it. I hope that's been helpful. A little bit longer of a video than I thought it was going to be, but that is the basics of crafting and breaking items down in both, or in all of wood, metal, and leather. And I hope this has been helpful. Thanks so much. Take care, everyone.